Thank you very much, Presiding Officer. I welcome the chance to speak in support of this motion today, which marks a really significant milestone in Scotland's transport history. 20 years ago, the devolution of executive powers over rail funding, specification and strategy gave Scotland the tools to shape, or some of the tools to shape, its own railway. Now, today we celebrate not only that landmark decision, but also the tangible progress that has been made. And over these 2 decades, Scotland's railway has undergone a transformation, some of which we have heard today. We've seen the electrification of over 570 kilometres of track, the opening of 30 new stations and a 20% increase in ScotRail passenger numbers. Now, these achievements are not just technical or operational, they represent a commitment to connectivity, sustainability and also public service. Now, Presiding Officer, in my Greenock and Inverclyde constituency, the benefits of rail investment are clear and also deeply felt. And that's not to say that there aren't any challenges, because there clearly are. But there have been benefits over that 20-year period. Now, Inverclyde has the highest number of train stations per head of population of any local authority area in Scotland. 13 stations, 14 if I count the IBM halt, which is currently mothballed, serving the communities across the Gourock and Wemyss lines. Now, these lines are vital arteries linking the constituency, in addition to outside of Inverclyde. This supports everything from daily commuting to tourism and also leisure. Now, stations like Wemyss, regularly recognised as one of the finest in the UK, are not just functional, they are iconic. Gourock Station, redeveloped during the last 15 years, now offers a modern, welcoming gateway to the town. Now, this development was a long-running saga beforehand, which this SNP government managed to unblock that particular logjam to get that development to happen. The new pedestrian crossing and lift at Port Glasgow Station, making it fully accessible for disabled passengers, is a testament to inclusive infrastructure. Now, I do want to pay a moment to pay tribute to my late council colleague, Councillor Jim MacLeod, whose tireless campaigning drove the campaign and helped secure this investment. Now, his legacy is one of determination and service to the community. And there's also the replacement of the Class 314 trains with the introduction of the Class 385 trains within over the last 20 years. Now, Presiding Officer, the delivery of the scrapping of peak rail fares is not only impactful, it's also practical. It puts money back into the pockets of my constituents and makes rail travel more accessible and also equitable. Now, let me share just some examples from Inverclyde. A journey from Wemyss to Glasgow Central was dropped from £16.50 to £10.40, a saving of £6.10 or 37%. From Gourock, the fare drops from £15.60 down to £9.90, a saving of £5.70 or 36.5%. Greenock Central to Glasgow now costs £9.10. The cost, £9.10 instead of the £14, a 35% reduction. And Port Glasgow, our busy station, up to Glasgow goes from £12.60 down to £8.50, a saving of £4.10 or 32.5%. For a daily commuter from Gourock, this could mean an annual saving of nearly £1,200. Now, that's a substantial benefit, especially during a cost of living crisis. But this is part of the cost of living guarantee from the SNP in government. But having so many stations also does bring some challenges. Now, the open nature of the network has led to issues with antisocial behaviour, particularly during the warmer months, when youths travel to Inverkip and Wemyss to access the waterfront. Now, I welcome the introduction of ScotRail's travel safe teams on the Inverclyde lines. Their presence has helped reduce incidents, but it hasn't eliminated them. But they do need some more assistance. I also want to commend British Transport Police for their continued efforts in the same issues. But their work is essential and they deserve our full support, but they also do need more assistance. Presiding Officer, while ScotRail has made great strides, many of the issues that it faces are long-standing, and that's why I believe it's time for Network Rail to be devolved to the Scottish Parliament. Having one organisation responsible for both infrastructure and operations would allow for better coordination, faster decision-making and also more accountability. It would remove unnecessary barriers and enable a truly integrated approach to rail delivery in Scotland. We've already seen the benefits of devolution. Scotland's railway has consistently delivered strong operational performance and high passenger satisfaction, among the best in these islands. The £12 billion that the Cabinet Secretary referenced earlier, that investment over the past 20 years has sustained and grown the network through value-for-money projects, including the complete renewal of the Caledonian sleeper fleet and also the electrification of key routes. I also welcome the progression of the new train fleet procurement, which will modernise the rolling stock and improve the passenger experience. But, Presiding Officer, the UK Government's current proposals for rail reform draw heavily on the success of Scotland's devolved model. Now, that is recognition of what this government has achieved. But I'm sorry, I don't have time. I don't have time. But let me be clear that any reforms that would diminish the powers of Scottish ministers or the role of this Parliament would be unacceptable. Scotland's railway must benefit at least as much from these reforms as is promised for England and Wales. Now, in closing, I do want to praise the Scottish Government for its bold and visionary decisions, taking the ScotRail franchise into public hands, investing in new rolling stock and removing peak fares. Now, these actions reflect a commitment to a railway that serves the people, not profit, a railway that is inclusive, sustainable and also accountable. And certainly, Presiding Officer, in conclusion, I do want that journey to continue and also want to ensure that Scotland Railway remains a source of pride, progress and also possibility for generations to come. Thank you.